If you hear some noise in the background, by the way, Ninja's mum's just crept through the door. She's hinnying like like Muttley from Dastardly and Muttley in the background. People, welcome to another edition of that finger-tapping frenzy that we all know and love as WWE SuperCard with me, Big Jim, here at Bad Lad Dad HQ. Now, if you tuned in last time, you'll see I've done a little bit of a tidy up. Just sorted a few things out. Got a better microphone in action. Can't do anything about the camera. It's old and crusty like me, so I'm afraid you're stuck with that. But obviously sorted the background out. But more importantly, forget all that technical stuff. Not really technical, but you know what I mean. Forget all that stuff. The important thing is, how are you getting on with Season 11 of WWE SuperCard? Now, when I did the last video, it was Evening 1 of Season 11. And little voyage of discovery, just having a look to see what's there and what they were making available to us. And I was actually quite surprised by just how much was available, but didn't do an awful lot because I thought, okay, let's take some time. Don't want to go too mad. So I got really excited when I got an ink, Randy Orton, the Viper, little realising at that stage just how unimportant these were all going to become. So I did say to you people, when I started playing Season 11, I did say, you know what SuperCard is like, you best not try to do too much at once because you just need to let things play out for a bit. And as it happened, I didn't realise just what a card fest they were unleashing on us. Yeah, there was 5 new tiers, but I didn't realise they were going to make everything available almost at once. And one of the first things was when we had a look at the store, was when we could see there was the Kofi cards that you could get in the sort of the one down from the top tier, the one down from Legion, the Feral tier. I thought that's a bit soon for making the second best tier available to buy straight away. So let's just take a look and see where I am with the cards right now. Bear in mind this is Saturday, so not been too long, and obviously not been playing non-stop, but I've played quite a bit. Quite enjoying Boom, by the way. Little Boom. I'll do a separate video on Boom because there's quite a few nuances. There's a few nuances to the gameplay there, so we'll come back to that. But let's just go and have a look at my cards. Now, as you can see, this is way beyond the likes of Metal and Ink and Invasion. In fact, what happened was, when I left you, I'd got 100,000 super coins to spend, which had saved up. A great personal stress and strain. I'd also got some tickets to spend. I couldn't find where the tickets were either, so that was an adventure in itself. When I eventually started looking at these things and started opening some of the packs, the cards was like confetti, just raining down cards from all sorts of tiers, which led on then to some other thoughts and some other processes that I went through. So I'll come on to those. But certainly it shows the strength of doing Battle Pass. You can see straight away just how strong our friend here is. But you'll notice already I've got a Pro in Legion. Those both came from packs, by the way. But I'm going to go on to various thoughts about this because what I didn't do with anything to begin with was power anything up. Certainly looking at the lower tiers, Metal and Ink, I thought, okay, I'm just going to sit on these for the time being, just see how important they're going to become as we play more of the game. One of the things I decided on very quickly was Metal tiers is virtually irrelevant. There's so many cards dropping, even like your free packs, when you're going into the free pack every 4 hours and seeing what's there. It was getting ridiculous. If anything, it was getting into overkill mode. And to be honest, I've been quite disappointed. Why am I disappointed? What I'm disappointed about is not really having a chance to appreciate all these new tiers. They've created 5 new tiers. 5. All the artworks and all the picture selection and all the work that goes in the background for that. And I don't think I've probably saved any Metal to even talk about apart from, okay, of course, yes, there's the singles. When you actually look at the design of the cards, I like these. I think this is a really nice design. I don't have any pros to show you as such because what I'm waiting to do is nerd when it comes to card catalogue. I love to have the card catalogue showing that it's got pros as well as the singles. So although I'm not powering any of these up, I am keeping the singles so that I can make them into pros. So as you can see, I have done Nathan as a pro in the past because it's got the 2 stars. There he's just waiting to be cannon fodder and thrown into a bigger card. It's probably best. So, anyway, quickly, ink. Not such a big fan of the ink because they're a bit busy. They're a bit busy. There's a lot going on there, and you can't. You know, you'd like to have some nice pictures of the superstars in action, and a nice card around them. And it's a bit of an assault to the eyeballs, isn't it? It's just a bit too much for me. That I do very much like the invasion cards, and I do have a pro amongst the invasions. The reason I have a pro is I wanted to see, I had 3 CM Punks, so I just wanted to see what kind of strength he was against the feral tier above. But when you look at the pro, I think that is bloody brilliant. I just love the look of that. Just the animation that goes into it, that whole sort of 1950s, 1960s sci-fi, almost film poster type affair. I just love the look of that. And it's a big shame that I'm not really going to get to play with these cards because I've already moved way beyond this kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, just look at it. It's lovely. You then move on to Feral, the Will Ferrell tier. And I'm really disappointed with these. You can see I've already changed some of the images. Well, just take a look at this. They're all blurry. I just don't like the look of them at all. And even when you get to the pros, I was like a bear with toothache in the background, or abominable snowman, whatever the hell it is. Just think it's boring and out of focus. I don't know why they've got this stylistic thing about if it makes something a bit blurry, that looks quite cool. No, it doesn't. It looks crap. Don't do it. I don't like it. It's not my company. You can do what the hell you like, and you quite patently do what the hell you like. But as you can see, I've actually sharpened up some of the images. And like, there's just one AJ Styles image you've got to go for. Let's just change it. Here he is. That's the one. That's the one. Not much better because I've got that blooming green smoky stuff going on in the way. Anyway, look, so I found the tickets. So what I'm going to say to begin with is I'm now getting to the point where I've sat on the invasion cards. Like I mentioned to you just now, the only reason I've pro'd CM Punk was I needed to gauge how strong he was against a normal feral card. But these others, there's plenty of females there. There's an awful lot of females I've had dropping. I don't know if you've experienced the same. There's a lot of female cards dropping. I've not powered anything up. The only thing I might just keep hold of is the support cards. The reason I haven't powered them up is I'm now thinking I'm pretty much going to do the same with them as I did with Metal and Ink. I'm just going to pro the unpowered cards just for the catalogue and then use them to feed up the bigger cards. Because the cards were landing so frequently. It was getting to the point where I thought, well, these are going to be no use. There's no point feeding these cards and powering them up only for them to be virtually worthless in a few days' time. I'm just going to have a quick look at the packs now because I want to point something out for going to Superstore. As you can see, I've still got 35,000 super coins saved up. Why, Big Jim? Firstly, I said to you I wasn't going to do Kofi Kingston because I thought I didn't want to go shooting straight up to that tier and then have the rest of the deck really unbalanced. But I actually pulled a single Kofi Kingston, so I thought, okay, well, I've got a chance for an early pro here. So I did it. But that's not the main thing I want to talk about. If you have a look at Platinum, again, I don't know if you experienced this. Right at the start, when I was opening packs, I was getting some pretty whack cards out of it. Some nice top tier cards. Subsequently, not too much joy. So I think it's that old thing. You don't know for a fact, but you just feel the game's got an eye on you. And once it sees you picked a few nice big cherries from the crop, it feels that okay, well now we'll just let him waste all the rest of his super coins on this mundane rubbish that is going to be of no use to him whatsoever. Could of course be just complete fantasy on my part, but that's how it feels sometimes. Bear in mind the cost of this: 4,000 super coins for a platinum card, for a platinum box. Sorry, on the chance, just the chance of getting yourself a Legion card, but more likely and more often than not, you're going to get something from the lower tiers. It's where I want to draw your attention to the Forge side of the game. Now, if you think about how much it costs to forge a card, why don't you go into the Forge section and just get yourself the best card in the tier? But how can you do that? Why would you do that? It's pretty simple. How would you find the information? You can find the information. There's a really good database. It's the WWE SuperCard database. I've written their address down somewhere, wscdb.com, which lists all the cards in their order of power. Now, at this stage in the game, obviously there's no special cards available for the top tier over and above the Battle Pass. So there's no event cards yet. So actually having a top tier card is very useful. So if we just go back into, well, don't go back, we just go straight to the card catalogue. If we go into Legions, you can see I've got 9 cards, which includes the supports at the moment. If you check on the SuperCard database, Roman Reigns is the top card. So what I did, just to say that, in fact, it was Andrade. If you go into Andrade, as you can see, it's 4,500 super coins to forge yourself a single Andrade. Now, 4,000 super coins on a platinum pack, where you may or may not get a top tier card, it's very unlikely, let's be honest. Or for definite, 4,500 super coins. Yes, you need the other bits and bobs, but hopefully you've saved some of those. So 4,500 super coins, you can get yourself that top card. Now, unsurprisingly, I did do this earlier to get Roman Reigns, just to show that you can do it even if you don't have the card. So it is possible to forge something even if you don't have the card itself. Now, as you can see, to get a pro, you need a few more elements. You need some reds as well as the blues, and it's 9,000 super coins. But if you think about it now, I can forge this Roman Reigns. I'm not going to do it just yet. But I can forge myself this second Roman Reigns, and I've got myself the pro from Legion tier, which is the top performing male card. Yes, excluding the Battle Pass, but we haven't finished Battle Pass yet. And in terms of the actual cards from the game that you can pull from the board, etc., it's the best card. So at this stage of the game, like I mentioned, when there's no special cards that have come out, and there's no events that have happened yet, why wouldn't you want to try and get yourself that top tier card? I've got one reason why you might not want to do it, is all of this can actually take the fun out of the game. So big part of the fun, let's be honest, is you win a King of the Ring, or you get some packs from doing something fantastic within the game, and there's a hope of getting a top tier card, and not just a top tier card, you want one of the best. You want one of the big, shiny, bright, big hitters, don't you? You don't want one of the little ranky ones down below. And then if you hit on a Roman Reigns, knowing it's the top card, you're like, whoa, celebration time. But if what you're doing is you're just saving up super coins and you're saving up all the elements you need to do all the forging and everything, and then you go in at the start of a new tier, it's kind of a sort of nerdy, mundane way of doing things. There's no excitement, is there? It's like knowing that a match is fixed and you're going to score a certain amount of points or a certain number of goals or something. But let's not talk about fixing sport, eh? Could be a bit of a sensitive subject. So yeah, I was in a bit of two minds about whether to do it or not. But I did do it. As you can see there with Rhea, made great progress with her too. But I just did want to make that point. You don't want to be wasting your super coins now. If you've got access to Legion tier, forge yourself some of the best cards. Go on to wscdb.com, have a look and see what cards are top for the tier. And you don't have to have access to Legion tier. You could be one of the lower tiers and you just want to make some progress. You know how frustrating it can be when you're trying to get up a tier and you're just lacking a few cards. It's a good way of doing it. It's a good way of going to spend your super coins. Just check out what are the best cards in the tier and then just go and forge them for yourself. But as I say, there is that boring side of the game where you just need to be stockpiling stuff. If you hear some noise in the background, by the way, Ninja's mum's just crept through the door. She's hinnying like Muttley from Dastardly and Muttley in the background. She had no idea I was doing this, of course, and neither did I. Again, I've just done this very much on a whim. That's her coffin door opening, if you heard that creak in the background. Good friends with Undertaker. Now then, tickets. I've still got some tickets. Those astute followers, thank you for all your comments, by the way, on the video I did a couple of days ago. I'm going to go through them all when I finish recording this, and I'm going to answer everyone. But I really do appreciate that. I was actually quite touched by the response from everybody, because as I say, I had no sort of great plan to do this. I just thought, it's time to have another little go. So I did it. I wasn't even sure if I'd do another video, but here we are. Here we all are. Yeah, right, let's go into the store again, because as some of you were kind enough to point out, I had actually found it by then. The tickets are at the bottom. Now, I can't actually see where it's telling you how many tickets you've got left. So I may not have enough left to do this, but by my mental calculations, I had got enough left to get one more of these 100 ticket packs. I may not have, but it's hard to tell because it doesn't show you anywhere. But opening the first of these packs gave me some really huge rewards. So I'm hoping it'll be the same. So here we go. Let's have a look. Yep, we're in. And what have we got? Okay. Well, I see. I'm not going to say too much. I'm just going to power through them. It's so annoying, isn't it, when you see the card back of like the best tier, and you open it up and it's a blooming train up card. Yeah, some decent managerial types in there. A lot of this is probably going to be fodder. See these invasion cards? I'm loving the look of these invasion cards and just not going to get to use them. There may be some, that's bound to be a train up, isn't it? It's going to be a train up. It's going to, what do you reckon? Give you a few seconds to think about it. It's a nice Alexa Bliss card, isn't it? Oh, such good cards, just not going to use them. Whoa, come on! Big Drew McIntyre! Big Drew, we drew Big Drew from the pack. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. I'm so glad you were here to see it. That the luck does hold. I'm going to go back and look at invasion tier shortly, because there is a reason as to why you may again want to sit on a few things, and again we'll explain why you shouldn't rush into things. But let me just lock him down. As you can see, I'm going to lock everything that has only got 1 star or is new, because they can be pro'd. I know I've actually got 3 Ivy Niles as it is on invasion, because I do think these are all going to be just chucked into new cards. I keep the support manager cards. So yeah, that's not too bad. Now, I don't know if I've got any left. Oh, right, okay, what it's done is so is it saying I can still afford another 50? Well, be rude not to, wouldn't it? Hey, hang on, just before we do that. Cheers. Just get a bit of a sore throat there. Always good to have a Leffy on hand. Nice Belgian beer. Right, here we go. Oh, I don't have enough. Ah, boo. What have we got left then? I've got 25 left. Yeah, okay. Let's just see what we get here. Not expecting too much from these, obviously. Batista. You seen the picture of Batista in his West Ham shirt? Good lad. I guess I love the way that football clubs in England invite famous people and actors and what have you to matches. Or I shouldn't. There's enough here then. No, I didn't think so, because if you couldn't do the 50, you can do 2 25s. Basic math. Yeah, they invite these people to matches just so they can stick a shirt on them, and they go, "Oh look, he supports us. Look." Right, okay. Don't need to do any more of that, do we? Yes, when it comes to deciding what to power up, this is quite important. Think about one of the big things, one of the very profitable things in this game, and one of the new, see, I've not had enough beer yet. Let's try that again. Oh, as Paul Hogan once said, the amber nectar. Right, It was Crocodile Dundee when he was doing that, wasn't it? For those of you who are over the age of 150. Right, what was I going to do? I was waffling, and it wasn't draft board, it wasn't deck editor, it was in the play section. Sorry, yeah. Campaign. Firstly, it's just these little coins you're going to get from your teammates. Just sit on them for a little while, because you can stockpile those for a bit later. There's me stockpiling again. When it comes to the actual campaign trail, though, I mean, these rewards, wasn't the right section. These rewards are great. Obviously, trying to get, there's 2 special cards available. First one, I should scroll a bit faster, shouldn't I? First one is obviously Liv, the lovely Liv. And the second one is, right at the end, is The Rock. Now, when you play this, as you all know, I do love this mode. When I came back to the game, this is brilliant. I just chained this as much as possible to get to the top cards. As you know, you need 4 males and 2 females. More often than not, they're all of the same arrow. So as you can see there, the next one I have to do is the yellow down arrow. Actually, that yellow down is quite appropriate, because what you want to be doing with these new cards, obviously you've got all your cards from the tiers that we've just left in Season 10. Have a look. Well, if you're not quite sure what to power up first, and if you don't want to bother doing what I said about looking at the database to see which are the highest ranked cards, just have a look and what you've got. I'm going to have a look at females here. Just have a look and see what doubles you've got. So as you can see, left blue, oh, that's a right blue, you div. Left blue, I've got nice Alexa Bliss and Rhea, who's the event card. Very good strength, by the way, for an invasion card. So I'm fine. In terms of trying to do the campaign trail and having the newer cards to do it with, I'm fine there. Yellow up, you can see I won't tap on every single card. You can see I'm fine. I've got a Pro Feral and some singles from Legion, or say a single from Legion. Blue rights, again, you can see there's 2 on the top row straight away. Yellow downs. For some reason, yellow downs are quite rare. Don't know why. Don't know what the reasoning is behind that. But as you can see, there's Thea. All hail Thea. Below that, look, you've got to go down to Jade from Inferno, from Season 10. So that's an area I need to concentrate on. Now, I do have a second card, so I am able to make her a pro. I could just power up, so I've got 2 singles, so fair enough, I could do that. But I do happen to know from all of these invasion cards that I've sat on, just going to the females, I actually mentioned her just now, Ivy Nile, who's a yellow down. So it would actually make more sense, if I'm looking at the next female to power up, it would make more sense to actually make her a pro, because she will be stronger than any singles that I get in the feral tier. It may well be that I suddenly pull a single in the upper tier, who knows. So I'm just going to sit on that for the time being. So my current thinking is I'm going to pro without powering up all the other invasion cards, and they're going to start being fed into the upper tier cards. But Ivy Nile I'm going to sit on, because she still might be quite useful when it comes to that long campaign trail. Right, something else. I'm full of stuff today, absolutely full of stuff. This is just what I've discovered over the last couple of days, and I'm sure you've done a lot of this for yourself anyway, but there might just be a few things that you've not noticed. One of the things that caught my eye was the fusion chamber, because I headed over to the fusion chamber, and it's like, all right, okay, got some new cards. As you can see, there's some metal cards, which will cost you 7 blueies, 7 big blueies to get one of those. Or if you go on to the ink buddies with the yellow tokens, that's 5 tokens. So they're available. So you think, oh, great. Very rarely, when we're outside of a new tier, bother then looking at the back end, if you like, of London Silver and a Pirate in the Fusion Chamber for the older viewers. So this is sort of the old area where Long John Silver hangs around with his mates. Didn't realise, but did a quick flick through. When you look at these, which tended to be just previous tiers, if you scroll far enough, there's a little surprise at the end, which is, boom. You can actually get yourself, for one purple token, you can get yourself a metal card, or you can get yourself an ink card. So that is far more a realistic and affordable prospect, and affordable in terms of tokens, than using your tokens on this mob here. You want to save these until obviously the fusion chambers starts taking in the legions. So I'm not going to use those tokens. I'm just going to leave those sitting there. They can gather dust. The old doubloons can gather dust in the corner. So there's that option. But even better than that, if you've got a few readies to hand for a couple of red tokens, have you noticed? Drop it in and watch your options. Look at that. You could, in theory, get anything up to feral, but certainly get yourself bonus chance of some of these other tokens as well. But this is big news, particularly if you're in the lower tiers and you want to get tier cards. So again, giving out proper, decent tier cards just in these small fusions is big news, and well worth doing. There's that coughing going in the background again. Boom, I'm going to come on to at some other stage. But what I'm going to do for now is just a little bit of Road to Glory. Road to Glory! I'm just going to relax a bit now because there was an awful lot of information that I tried to throw out there in one long stream, gobbledygooky rush. So I hope you picked up on a few of the things I was saying. There might be some other things that you've noticed that you think would be worth commenting on down below so that other people can have a look and see what tips you picked up on. So I'm not doing a nice structured video. There's not lots of nice subtitles and little headlines saying you must do this, you must do that. You can do what the hell you like. It's your game. You play it how you want to. But those are just the things that I've observed and I've picked up on. Now Batista, I wasn't that bothered about doing Road to Glory. But then I pulled a single Batista, so I thought, well, okay, it's worth doing, even if you just do the one run, because you can get the pro. But also, you're then getting picks off the board, and the board is chucking out tier cards as well, all the new cards. I still can't get over, I don't know why they've done it. Why 5 tiers? It's such a waste of it. The poor graphic designers have been beavering away for months, trying to get all these new cards available, and just thrown away. It's just thrown away. I don't get it. It didn't need to be that mad. I mean, I'm not really complaining, to be quite honest with you, because it's all new, isn't it? It's all brand new, so it's nice to have lots of new stuff flying around. Now, I think I've reached pretty much melting point when it comes to the top games. I think I'm onto a loser here, but we'll see. I can't remember when I last updated my deck. It might be that I've not updated it for a little while, so if I did, it might just help me. Or maybe I have updated it and I've not realised, and I started playing and I'll be okay. But I'm pretty sure the last time I did a top of the range match, I lost out. It's not looking too bad here, but you know how it likes to turn around and keep you up the backside. So yeah, I'd be keen to hear what other tips. I really didn't realise when I made the first video on that first evening, when I was like excited and seeing a few metal cards landing, seeing, as I said, when the Viper came down from an ink card, didn't realise just how many cards were going to come flying out. Right, here we go. It's getting a bit tougher here, isn't it? Okay, and solos as well. Oh, that's bad news because these are quite low ranking. Yeah, that's going to be a defeat. Yeah, so okay, I think we're getting the message here. Also doing Road to Glory, of course, you're ticking off all the events where you're getting your
reds and your blues and things that you need for doing forging and what have you from the daily events. Are you finding that daily event thing better than the tickets? I just don't think it's a great deal of difference personally, to be quite honest. Maybe it is more efficient. I don't know. Maybe it is an easier way to see things. Yet to be convinced. Right, I'd really like to play the down arrow, but if I do, then I'm not going to have a compatible pairing. Yeah, this is heading towards a stunning defeat. Let's go and pull it around at the end. Yeah, as I also mentioned, Boom. I'm loving Boom. Took a little while just to suss out what you need to do there. But also the importance of your deck with Boom. That does actually make quite a big difference. I don't really want to waste that. Let's do the single. But as I say, that's such a big subject worthy of longer discussions. I'll probably do that in a separate video following on from this. These are pretty much of a muchness. Let's just try and make sure that we're in contention. We're in contention for the final. Just might get ourselves over the edge here. Okay. Okay, it's not looking so bad now, is it? Bit of a comeback trail. If this is the last one, we're done. So it looks like the road to Batista is good. It's strong. The game is long. Right, so there's been less frivolity and fun and joking in this one, and more serious chat as to about what can be done as you continue to play. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to mention. It's just, I've got this, again, you must realise that you can tell it what cards to select ahead of time. You just go in here, you can tell it what tiers you don't mind it collecting the cards. I don't know why I'm pointing to my iPad, because you can't see what I'm pointing at. It's pretty useless. Well, I could add SummerSlam now. Probably add Inferno as well, to be honest. There's only a few individual Inferno cards that I don't have pro'd now, so they can all be burnt. When it comes to, there's just a general point. When it came to, yeah, okay, we've done that. I was in the right place at the right time. When it came to this, a big thing for levelling out, a huge thing for levelling out, is proing your cards and opening packs. Now, a lot of opening packs obviously would involve coins, but if you've got super coins and you're opening packs, that helps big time. And when I go into pro some of those cards that I've just been burning, so to speak, that was obviously helping in the lower levels too. So I shot up quite rapidly up to level 27, and of course all of these levels you're just picking up more cards. It's just brilliant. That's that part of the game again. I love it. So what's the next steps? I think the next steps for me is make another video, Big Jim, is to pro Roman Reigns. I think that's what I'm going to do. It makes sense. As I mentioned, he's the top tier card. He's the top Legionnaire. Roman regains the top Legionnaire in the game. So it would make sense to get him pro'd. You can see those are my best 6 cards at present. So I think that's going to be my next move. It's going to be 9,000 super coins. I'm still going to have 29,000 left. So it's not like I'm going to run out anytime soon. So there we have it. That's today's update. As I said, a bit more serious than usual. That's because there's just so many things, so many elements, so many nuances in the game that you need to try and get your head around. And that's without taking in all the new gameplay as well that Boom has to offer. So I hope some of that, at least, there might just be a tiny little thing there that you weren't aware of that will make you go, oh okay, I should do that. So I hope there is something there that you got use out of. And bearing in mind this is now the second video I've made in 4 days, having not made any for 47 years, there's a good chance there might be another one coming along soon. So I hope you enjoy all your finger tapping frenzy over the next few days. And until I see you next time, you stay cool.
People say to me all the time, "Hey Johnny Wrestling, what does it take to become a winner?" To those people I say, try watching Bad Lad Dad's latest video. He'll show you just what it takes to become a WWE SuperCard champion.